Welcome to episode 25 of the second series of My Vain Let's Play. Huge progress last week, but we need more materials. Before we get stuck in, here's a 60-second roundup of what happened last time. In episode 24, we kick things off in a small house in Dannemora, having taken advantage of the prison the episode before. And from snowy, dark Dannemora, we needed to return home with all of the scrappy goodness we'd gained. Having driven through the small hours as the sun began to creep up, I made it home. Once home, it was all about progress. I built a leather drying rack, ready to dry hard leather to repair combat packs. Then it was time to place the advanced workbench so we could double our crafting productivity. And then, well, the focus was to craft. Taking our raw scraps from the prison and turning them into the materials we'd need to do some fortifications. Then, to finish the episode, I finally started placing some reinforced fences, adding barbed wire as I went. And that is where we pick up from today. Hello, here we are, episode 25, and look, got a slight confession to make. As you may, those of you who are very observant may have noticed, the nails and screws has been renamed, and these have now got a purpose, including tool overflow, which I appreciate isn't really a great purpose. But I have done a thing in between episodes. Did a thing. Obviously, last episode, we managed to start building our wall, which is looking fabulous, by the way. All 6 panels of our fencing. But look at this. Okay, this has got some stuff in it and wood logs. This just got a cot in it. This has still got some stuff in it, but not much, right? And then in here, just a sleeping bag. And finally, in the RV, the wonderful home away from home, one day, also empty. I did a thing. I know. Yes, I know. I did do a thing. I have sorted stuff out so that we have got clear vehicle inventories. We've also only got 2 hours left in terms of time to decay. Obviously, at the end of the last episode, I think we had 3. That gives you an indication of how long I spent doing this. But yes, what are we really using? Screws! Gosh, we're going to need screws. Okay, screws are a problem for us then. Everything else, we should be okay for a little bit. But today, the ambition, and it is the word ambition, is that we're going to have a very ambitious episode. Because I have an idea. Well, I have multiple ideas, which is always slightly alarming. I appreciate. Right, let's take 60 screws and go and put those in the UC upstairs and see how that does us in terms of DK time. But the plan today that I would like to achieve is to go and get a load of scraps and to come back and to at least get more wall done. I don't think we're in a position to get the whole wall finished. Would love to get that much scraps in one episode. Don't think that's likely. But I would like to go out, get a load of scraps and return and then put more fences up within the episode. 26 hours time to decay. We are doing well. We're doing fine. That's the plan. That is the ambition. Now, a quick check of these, because these are probably... We reckon that that's going to run into the... No, we might be okay. Now, I am obviously tired. I am also thirsty, so we need to go and take care of Charm's needs first and foremost. We also need to get rid of our pins, which we've still got on from the last episode, because we will need those later, but we don't need them just yet. Let's go and have a drink. We also could do with sleeping at some point. We are a little bit tired. We're also a bit dirty. So let's do some washing. Maybe let's designate one of these as a bit of a wash tub. Let's move this over here, unless I've already done that. Maybe I have. There we go. We've done some washing, and we're clean. Okay, cool. We're also satiated. We're in good shape. But yes, I did some sorting out because I thought, well, we've done an Apocalypse Admin episode. We've set the principles for storage up. Nobody was immediately repulsed by it. Some comments around how ambitious I was being with nails and screws. But, you know, there we go. So we are where we are. I thought we'd do the sorting, and now we've got vehicles that can literally just be taken to go out. Now, there are some things that we're going to need for my ambitious plans. So we're going to need a wrench, if I've not got one on me already. Locking pliers. Oh, yeah, okay. We have got locking pliers. We will take a wrench with us. We also are going to need a soldering iron. See if you can pick up where I might be going. Could do with an industrial driver. And could do with an industrial welder. I got a hyperbaric one. We'll take a grinder if we haven't got one already. No, we haven't. Which means that we can leave. Can we leave the jigsaw? Well, let's just lock these things to us so that we've got them. Okay, we've got that. We need industrial welder if we've got one. Yes, we do. Nicely done. Okay. Industrial driver. We've got 2 of. Ah, no. Take the jigsaw. Was it a jigsaw that I just lost? I don't know. We'll find out in a second. So, we need a wrench. We've got the wrench. Lock that. We've got a heavy hammer. We've got a soldering iron. Lock that. We've got a grinder. Check. We've got the hammer. Yes. And we've got an industrial driver. Industrial welder is the thing that we are missing. Was that the thing that I just accidentally unclicked? There we go. Cool. That might be a bit of a clue as to where I'm thinking we should be going. But if it isn't, well, let's just keep it as a little bit of a surprise, shall we? A little bit of a surprise. It's not going to be much of a surprise, but it's a little bit of a surprise. And then electrical is where we've got all of our batteries. So let's take some of our lithium batteries, just in case we have a tool that runs out of said battery. How are we doing in terms of inventory capacity? We're doing absolutely fine. We haven't got our jacket on. We've got so many repairs that are going to need to be done, but we aren't a high enough level to repair things yet. Wood scrap, though. Maybe we should be. Maybe this is an opportunity, right? Let's go and read a repair magazine, take some wood scraps, get a screwdriver, and do things like repair our baseball bat, because that will then help us later on down the line. I think that's a good idea. I don't always have good ideas, but sometimes I do. Crosshead screwdriver will do. And as always, thank you all so much for all of your comments, which you have left for me under the last episode. Really do appreciate the continued support with this series. Now, if I read 2 of these, do you reckon that would double it? I've got enough. Shall we? I don't know. I don't know. I've not tested it. Let's just try it. See what happens. Right, let's open our repairs. Let's do some repairing. Get this up. There we go, level 4. Nailed it. Baseball bat is in perfect condition. Iron scrap. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Is there anything else that we've got anywhere that needs repairing? Yes, probably. I don't really want to do those bits now, though. Maybe I should have got more prepared with what I could have repaired. Maybe I should just use some iron scraps just to get the repair level up. It's not like we're really struggling for iron scraps, is it? A little bit of a porcupine, that, isn't it? Right, and then if we wanted to repair a combat pack, do we have to be a different layer? Oh my god, we've got to be repair level 75 to repair a combat pack. That is wild. That is absolutely wild, isn't it? That is crazy. That's such a high level. Anyway, in terms of comments, I got distracted then. The Guppy 2011 says, for the screws crate, maybe change it to fasteners. I use a crate like that for nails, screws, heavy bolts, glue, and duct tape. Now, okay, we've gone a little bit different there because I'm not going to be using it for glue and duct tape. I've put that in a, you're going to love this, miscellaneous chest. You know, because why wouldn't you? I appreciate that. It's awful practice from a storage management point of view, but, you know, we are where we are. So I've done that. But yeah, great shout. Really did appreciate it. Good idea. Is this stuff that's going to be fairly easy to repair whilst I'm having a look? But thank you very much, the Guppy, for your comment. Really do appreciate that. Let's have a quick look at our weapons and see if we've got any more baseball bats that can be fixed. No, everything's in pretty good shape. Maybe next time we use something and we start saying, oh, I'm going to start repairing loads of stuff, let's read 2 magazines, we should actually probably just make sure that we're ready for those 2 magazines to take effect. We are where we are. Cloth scrap, basic stapler. We don't have the levels to be able to do that. Blast! Let's repair that again. Repair level 11. Okay, good. We've made some progress there. We'll take it. Also, Ricky Stevenson 2931 said that when you go to the prison, you take the lorry, completely fill it, and still have fence left to dismantle. I like this. This is so effective. Telling me to think big, and dismantling the fences gave materials for scrap metal fencing, which is a good point. So even if I don't do the main fence scrap metal, I can replace the house windows and doors with scrap metal, so it's solid as a rock. I like that a lot. Really do like that. What do we need to repair a pickaxe whilst we're here? So thank you very much, Ricky Stevenson, for your comment. Got to be level 35. Okay, all right. We might have learnt a lesson around the repairing thing, which is A, don't let me get distracted when that's not the main objective for the day, and B, don't get too big for your boots. Okay. What do we reckon we're going to need to repair that? Probably have checked this sort of stuff before, as I say. Oh well, we're here. We're doing it. And scraps. Yes, we've repaired it. It was successful. Level 12. If we can get to level 15, then that'll be good going, because then we can do those other clothing items that we would like to do. Okay. Right. Progress. Crosscut saw. Can be gone. Nicely, nicely done. Right. Couple more comments that I'll call out. One is Angel. We just call them construction dumpers. Dumpsters, not dumpers. And the saying you've heard was red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. There you go. There you go. So we've got sailors for you guys, not shepherds. I also did say that there's some exciting bits coming whilst admiring my rocket and 8 balls. Yes, that is a thing that did indeed happen. We are very tired, but we are leaving. And we are going to start heading off in the direction of somewhere to get some scraps. Because I think this is it's closer to home than the prison, so it means that we don't have to drive all the way to the prison. And I'm hoping being the key word, that we'll get a decent amount of scraps from doing this. We do also need, don't know if we'll get there this episode, to go to Standish. Because there is an industrial forge to pick up. So thank you to Mr. Fizzman 1977 and Lady Honor, who replied to that comment saying that there's an advanced forge for free if I can find one sitting in front of a house. And I believe it was Lady Honor who replied to that saying that it's a house in Standish. So it might not be this episode. Make sure that I'm kept reminded, because that is the sort of thing that I forget. But at some point in time, we will go and get that rather than having to make our own. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we go and get that? Absolutely am making up the way that I'm going here, but I'm hoping that it will work out. We will get to our destination. There may be things on our way that we may be able to take care of as well. However, I'm thinking specifically about the destination. Oh gosh, because there's a lot of them there to take care of. Hint, hint. Another comment. 2 more that I'll read out. Tarsis6123. Am I sponsored by Bosch? No, I'm not. If there's a huge if here. If anyone who works for Bosch, wants to get in touch, feel free. There are probably some other suitors. But no, I don't get paid every time I say it. Why do I only say it when I place things? And it may be a cultural thing. You're right. Did reply to your comment. But in essence, there is a couple of influencers, I suppose we'd call them. That is probably doing quite a lot of heavy lifting, who use Bosch as their sort of saying. A couple of influencers from the UK. And it is a British thing. I think it's just a British thing that we every now and then say, Bosch, like boom, like, yeah, we've achieved a thing, we've done a thing. Or in my case, I do it when I've placed something, which feels like an achievement sometimes. So, there is that. Thank you for your comment. Really do appreciate it. And also, right, as we check our surroundings, the final comment that I think I am going to call out is from Song Blossom, who posed the question around potentially extending the Let's Play episodes or adding another video. Now, I'm pretty pushed for time doing 2 a week, I will be honest, so adding another video doesn't feel super possible for me. However, potentially extending the Let's Play, if we get to a new series, I tend to try and change things up series to series rather than mid-series. Don't want to freak a load of people out by suddenly, I don't know, introducing myself with new music. So let me know your thoughts. If you'd like me to start thinking about extending the Let's Plays out or any other changes to the format, give me a shout. I am always all ears to hear what works best for you folks. Was also pleased to see that you are an enjoyer of the admin episodes. So thank you very much. Appreciate that I have just gone and done some admin without recording it, so please do forgive me. But sometimes we've got to do these things. Sometimes sometimes it's just putting things in crates and it's not even sorting things out. We have made it, by the way. Here we go. We've made it to the location, which is why I've started to dismantle some stuff. Because I thought Tony Gunk Used Cars has a lot of cars that I could start dismantling bits of in the pursuit of getting iron scraps. And we're getting iron scraps from dismantling the chassis. I will maybe try it with some other elements of the cars as well to see how much scraps we can get. Also lockpicking level 78. Level 78. 68. When that gets to 75, we have got some more advanced containers to go and loot, haven't we? Which I'm excited for. That'll be a whole... I can see that being a whole episode or 2 of going back and just doing it. Just going into those level 75 containers. Dismantle. There we go. We're getting quite a bit of iron scraps from doing this. I was hopeful that this would be an idea. I'm intrigued to see whether other car parts give us quite as much. I can't stop entering the car after I've opened them and lockpicked them. It's just habit, isn't it? You usually lockpick a car and then jump straight into it. So there we go. Oh, okay. As I close out of it. Ah, there you go. I didn't go in that one that time. Right, I'm keeping my eyes peeled for those pesky zombie friends who may just want to come and give me a little struggle cuddle. But I'm hopeful that I don't have to deal with them. We'll see. 26 iron scraps from that one, by the way. That is good news. I appreciate all of these cars are going to be rendered completely pointless for me. But the amount of scraps we're getting and how close to home we are whilst getting this amount of scraps can only be good news for us in terms of our ambitions for this episode. It's probably too ambitious. I completely accept that. All locked as well. And then not even in good condition. I know they're used cars, Tony, but seriously, you'd thought you'd get them into better shape than this. Okay, right. You're getting a little bit too close for comfort, so let's... Yeah, let's take care of you. And dismantle what you've got on us, because now I've understand that cloth scraps could be useful. That makes a lot of sense. Right, okay, so I think we've just taken all of the chassis out of these cars. So we will go and do the same over here. To be fair, what could be a good idea could be to take some car parts actually for use in the future too. Because we may well need them. There we go. 150 iron scrap already is great news for us. Now, shall we see what we get from all of the other car parts whilst we're here? I thought chassis would be a good place to start. Portable radio, I mean... Electrical scraps? No, nothing. Gas tank, surely. Okay, 3 iron scrap, not great. Let's just uninstall and drop these, and then we'll do a little bit of a dismantle. Not really that bothered about car tyres. We got plastic scrap for that. Timing belt, okay. We get a little bit. The chassis is the best bit by far. Well, okay. We are getting bits from other aspects, though. So maybe we do just... Wouldn't turn my nose up at some electrical scrap if we can get some. So many different car parts. Going to leave light bulbs. All weather. Yeah, again, tyres and stuff, it probably would make sense for me to start taking. Let's just rifle through all of this dismantling. If only we had a dismantle book. Magazine, rather. But we don't. I am leaving the car batteries as well, because I think realistically we're probably only going to need to have one makeshift battery at the base based on how the electrical systems are currently working in vain. It does feel like it would be overkill to go and get more batteries than that, and for no good reason, because we then have to maintain that at the same time, which doesn't sound like much fun. Don't know where this piston assembly's gone, but there we go, we've dismantled it. And hello, you are floating in the air. Okay, electrical scrap as well. Cool. Love the fact that they just drop, in essence, from the sky. Also, don't want to curse it, but so far we're being left largely alone. Now let's do this one, and then I'm going to go inside. What time are we on? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. This is the problem. We do need to sleep, but equally it's almost a little bit too early to try and get some sleep. Because we'll wake up in the middle of the night. We don't really want to do that. Okay. Keep our wits about us. Dismantle, dismantle. Ah! There we go. Okay. Right. Another chunk of scraps. 38 aluminium scraps. Another 84 iron scraps. And a load of radio receivers, springs, some screws. Cool. That is all good stuff, important stuff, and stuff we are absolutely going to need if we're going to get our place fortified. There is a couple of Zeds in here, including that one that I've just seen with a combat pack. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to switch back to the baseball bat. We really do need to start adding spikes into these baseball bats before I come out. Because I love a spiked baseball bat. Okay, we've got a few Zeds in here. Any of them fast? Seemingly not. Whoa, I think we took a hit then. Okay, are we fully clothed? That's probably a question we should answer first. Yeah, we are, and we've got armor on. Okay, well, we're fully clothed now. We move a little bit slowly, but we don't want to take any risks. No point taking risks. Hello. Okay, right. They seem to be taking quite a few more hits. Combat pack's in decent condition. Okay, let's kill them first. Of course, I am tired. Aren't we, Charm? So maybe it is the fact that we're tired that's going to kill us a little bit here in terms of speed, in terms of the power we've got to hit them with. That school backpack's in good nick, so we will take it. Never know when it could be useful. Some cloth scraps to take. Okay, right. God, combat always gets me a little bit nervous. I mean, it should do, right? That is the game that we're playing. And there is quite a few zombies around here. Military jackets. Dismantle that, dismantle that. Dismantle that and dismantle that. There we go, okay. Take the cloth scraps. We know that we can use them for repairs now. Okay, let's try and get through this door and see if we got another Zed in here. No. Okay, well, this could be a good room to try and sleep in because there's no windows there, so we'd be relatively safe-ish. Okay, they're taking, what, 5 hits? That one's taking 6 hits. Okay, tiredness is really going to be a killer here if we don't sleep. Okay, let's do the sensible thing then. And let's get our portable cot. And let's do a sleep. Oh, it's a sleeping bag. That's fine. Whatever. Whatever allows us to be able to sleep works, I think. No point taking any chances. We've come too far, and I like Charm way too much to be taking any unnecessary chances. Right, sleeping bag. Not to say I obviously didn't like Atom & Co., but, you know, I've learned. How are we doing? We're very tired. We're not feeling very happy. Probably because we're so tired, I like to think. Because usually we're pretty pumped. We're pretty good to go. Right, let's just search these cardboard boxes whilst we're here. Just to eke out a little bit more time before we go to sleep, because then we'll sleep for 12 hours, we'll wake up, and we'll be alright. I haven't got any food on me, which could be a bad choice. But let's do it. Oh, I had a nightmare. Did I? This is just the situation that I... Oh gosh, okay. Alright. That's not good news. We've had a nightmare. We don't know what the nightmare was, but to be fair, it's probably because of the situation we're in. Don't really want to use a gun. Maybe we can use our bow. Maybe that's a good shout, actually. Okay. Right, because melee weapon is not working as much as we'd like it to at the moment. Okay, these two are... in here. Don't quite know what's happening here because it's... has it spawned into some sort of a... I think it has. I think it's spawned into the floor. I'm a little bit concerned that there's two of them here. Okay. Yeah, that does make me a little bit nervous. Let's go around the outside. We're not in a great spot at the moment. I think that's fair to say. Right. Go around the outside to make sure they're not sprinters. Oh, okay. They're getting stuck in the room that isn't... in the glass that isn't glass anymore. Okay. Alright, nicely done. We'll take your money. We'll take your money. Sorry, that might have been an unnecessary reference. Okay, and let's try and sleep again. We're not feeling very happy. I think that's better. We can't sleep right now. We've had a nightmare. We're not in good shape. I don't think I've got anything that's going to help me with that for the time being. Let's just hope for that sort of goes away. That's what we're hoping for. Quick search, see if we've got anything here in terms of drink and food. Coffee for the morning. Cool. All right. Well, in the morning we can drink that. Not got any food on us, I don't think. Which is a little bit frustrating for me, considering the video that I released on Wednesday, which was the essentials to keep on you at all times. Which, if you haven't seen that, 23 things that I think you should keep on you at all times. I might have broken my own rule just to deliver a little bit of a spoiler. So if you haven't seen that, give that a watch. We can't sleep now. Okay, now we can sleep now. Sleep. Let's hope we wake up in a... We've had another nightmare. It's 11 o'clock. I don't think it's worth the risk at this point, is it? Don't think some iron scraps are worth the risk. Okay, right, let's do the sensible thing here. Which is to drive home. Okay, we're choosing sensible because we're trying to fortify a base, and that becomes a lot less worthwhile if we make a silly mistake whilst we're really tired and end up dying. I hope you're proud of me here, because this is the sensible call. Sensible call to make, but we don't want bad things to happen to our Charm, alright? Charm does not want to engage in combat with zombies if she can at all help it. So we've got to remember that. She is making a good decision. Right. As we remember that it is snowy, so driving quick isn't a good idea. We have got a decent amount of scraps, to be fair, from what we did get started. So I think that's a pretty decent start for us. There's loads of places where we can get more vehicles, where we can destroy a load more chassis parts. The reason why I wanted to do it all in one location was so that we could have one place where, you know, we know that we're never going to be able to get a car from, right? Rather than having loads of random cars dotted around the map, which if we ever found ourselves in a situation where we suddenly need a car and we're going house to house and for example, one house on the street's got a working car because we did it in a haphazard way without logic, then we'd be stuffed, which would be a problem. Thinking about future us. We've had a nightmare. We've literally had a nightmare. We're peckish, we're thirsty. Charm just wants to go home, I think, is what we can surmise from this situation. So we'll get home. We'll... trying to think what we can do for happiness. It might be a bit overkill to take antidepressants, but then at the same time, maybe it is the right thing to do for this scenario. So let's get home, and then we can take stock from the safety and security, fingers crossed, touch wood, of our home. We're not far away now, but that was a solid start anyway on the scraps. And I think sometimes when you're playing games like this, you just got to make a sensible decision. Some may say that the sensible decision would have been to have slept before we went out. Yeah, fair enough. Fair call. Good call. But yeah, we are where we are. Just making sure I picked up my sleeping bag. That would have been awkward if I didn't. And we're almost home. It's so hard to differentiate where you are in the snow when everything's just covered in whiteness. Right. Let's turn in. We don't need to worry about the gates because they'll spawn in anyway. And let's get home. Let's make sure that our charm is okay. As our driving skill levels up. Nice. Okay, where's the RV gone? There it is. Cool. Anyone else getting pop-in of vehicles? Is it just me? Let me know. Down in the comments below. It just seems to be a bit worse at the moment. That and weird sort of angles on vehicles at times. But that's not been too bad this episode. Right. We're home, Charm. Let's have something to drink first and foremost. Okay, and then let's eat something that's cooked. Seared heart. Apparently it's still hot. Let's eat that. Satiated, hydrated. We had a tasty meal. We're at 70% in terms of depressed. So let's just go into our medicine cupboard here. And let's take one of those. And then let's just see if a night's sleep might help us. A decent night's sleep, hopefully. Turn the torch off. Call this home. Confirm. And I didn't see what the time was. About 8 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. So say we'll sleep for 8 hours. Fingers crossed. We've had a night terror. Oh gosh. The cycle repeats. Okay. Well, now we know what we need to be taking each day. We've really gone from being happy to not being very happy at all. So let's take one of those and let's see how we go. What else can we do for happiness? We could have a There are some options which I think I put in here. What was if we smoke one of those? Does that help us out? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I mean, we could. There we go. Okay, we have got a bit of an energy crash. Maybe is that gonna? No, that's not gonna replace our inability to sleep. Okay, that's fine. Well, that was worth a try. Let's crack on for the day then, shall we? With the happiness. I mean, the depression seems to have gone. Don't know how long that's going to last for. Oh no, it hasn't. It's not gone. We're just at 44%. It's been reduced. But in amidst all of the sadness, let's continue with what the plan was. Right, iron scraps. Look, for that short little trip, 231 iron scraps is what we've come back with, and a load of screws. Now, the screws are probably the ones that I may have had on me. Actually, no, I split the stack, didn't I? So there we go. I think we're in pretty good shape now. Let's go. Let's take the wood scrap as well. Exit here. And we should, hopefully, fingers crossed, get some sunlight soon, which means that we'll get lights on in the house. The cell phone's almost out of battery, which is absolutely fine. Ah, the baseball bat needs repairing, folks. Let's do that. God. Take a lot to get me excited. Baseball bat, repair. Repair again. Level 13. Progress. Not ready for that yet. Still not ready for that. We need to be level 15. Oh, we're level 14. Okay. We're getting there. We are getting there. Whilst we're here, though, maybe we should just turn that into a spiked baseball bat and get that done. Right, let's get these recipes back up. Convinced we're going to do more fortifications. Let's pin the fence. We could probably do with having a fence gate as well, so let's pin that one. Metal brackets, reinforced wooden planks, reinforced wooden rods. Reinforced wooden rods, we've got quite a lot of there. Let's stick a load of iron scrap in. We're going to need a load of metal brackets, so let's whap that. 50, 50, there we go. Got 100 of those on the go. We've got some metal brackets there. We've got a spiked baseball bat back, which is good. Add that to quick use. That's going to throw me off because that's now number 4, but that's okay. And then what we need to do is get some more wooden planks, of which is some I made earlier. Let's pop the wooden planks in there. And then, how many brackets? 12. Okay, so to make brackets, just iron scraps. That's okay. Maybe what we do is we make some more brackets there. So let's do... You know what? Do another 100 there. Cool. I like that. We're crafting away. We are absolutely crafting away. Wood scraps can go in there. We've got loads of planks. Screws can go up here. We've got loads of metal brackets in here as well. So what we'll do is, once this lot is done, we'll make a load of reinforced wooden planks. And we'll get both advanced workbenches doing that. Easy for me to say. Screws. Got 176 there. Electrical scrap can go in there now. We've got some in there. We've also got some more bits that I know we can pull back. We could also start thinking about the battery. I think for the battery we needed to have some components. Utilities. We needed 8 components. Let's remind myself of what that recipe, which is copper wire bundles and plastic casings, which is where we needed the ingots and where we needed that. Okay, right. In danger of being incredibly productive in one episode, whilst I appreciate we've not got any fences up just yet, I am going to nip out. I am looking at the time. But I am going to nip out to Standish. Let's do it. In a world where Charm is unhappy, because we may have let her get a little bit too tired. I say we. I know. It was me. Let's pop down to Standish, because that's just down the road. And let's go and grab a forge, and then we can hopefully bring that back. Which would be incredible. And then we're in a really good spot for battery plus more reinforced fortifications, whilst all of that stuff's crafting. Okay. Standish, we're looking at Standish. And we're looking for not a reinforced. Gosh, I've got reinforced in my brain now. We are looking for forge. Almost at Standish. Standish is the place near the... Am I trying to... No, here's the ice cream place. Yes, it's near here. Okay, right. Let's drive through this bit first and see if we can see anything from the road. Can't see anything there. Might be around the other side. Okay, we've got a warehouse with a skip. Remember that. Is that it? That might well be it. Yes. Nice. Okay. Nope, one is not your spiked baseball bat anymore. Forge. Industrial forge for free. Let's absolutely have that. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Okay, right, now let's drive it somewhat carefully back to the base. And then this will have been an incredibly productive episode. Yes, we didn't quite get as many scraps as we wanted to, but we've got a charm that's still alive. So I'm backing myself that was the right call to come back. That was what charm would have done. Probably wasn't what Bosun or Atom may have done. It was definitely a charm move to come back. That sensible sort of, nope, we can drop this and come back another day thinking. So, yeah, so we live to fight another day. We can always go back. We now know that cars are a good shout in terms of iron scraps as well. We don't need to go all the way to the prison just to get some iron scraps. Scrap metal pipes, scrap metal sheets, yes, probably still a good shout to go there. Unless we make them make our own. But I think this has been a really, really, really productive episode. Yes, we may not have any more fences up. But sometimes we just got to say, fine. Sometimes progress isn't visual. It's how we feel. Oh gosh, that got too deep, too quick, didn't it? Not really how we feel, but it's the hidden progress that then means that next episode we might be able to wrap up quite a few fences. Who knows? We've got a forge. It looks fantastic. That means that we'll be able to make a makeshift battery soon as well. We've got loads of stuff crafting. Let's go and check on those at the same time. We can hear them. Everything is crafting along. Everything is crafting along quite nicely. We're going to need screws, of course. Oh no, I didn't mean to pick you up. Let's put you back. Gosh. Awful. We still haven't got a name for our parrot. Side note, I know, really important things in the world. We need a name for the parrot. We've got metal brackets crafting away there. That means that we can make a load of reinforced wooden planks if I get some wooden planks from here. And pop them in there. Like so. Let's make sure actually that we've got all of our planks. We need to do some more plank sawing in the next episode too. There's no room in here. Apparently there's no room. We filled it up. We filled it up. Let's get 50 reinforced wooden planks crafting. We need screws first, of course, don't we? Getting so carried away. Right, let's take the rods out. Let's put the planks in. Rods, there we go. And let's remember the fact that I've got reinforced wooden rods there. Screws, let's take 100 of those. And let's plonk them in there. And then we can have... Oh, didn't mean to do that. 50, 49, 100 reinforced wooden planks crafting in there. We can then get a load more screws crafting out of the nails, because you don't really need the nails. So let's get 77 of those going as well. There we go. Then we can do planks. And then we're going to be in good shape because we're going to be able to use all of that wonderful stuff to make fence gate holes, and then fence gates. Thank you so much for watching this. We're very hot. Of course we are, Charm. I've left you fully clothed again in your firefighter pants and your firefighter jacket. There you go. They're off, and you're outdoors, and it's only 1 degree out here. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. There's a huge, really cool announcement coming, by the way, on Wednesday in my Vane Monthly. So please do watch that and look out for that. I'd love to say now, but there's an agreement that I'd say it on Wednesday's video. So hear it there. And if you're in my Discord, then I'll also be popping something in there too, I'm sure, on Wednesday as well. But thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Please do make sure that you've liked the video. Hype the video if you can, and also subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We've got so much done, so much more to do. I'll catch you on Monday for my Let's Play. And on Wednesday for another Vane video. Catch you later. Bye-bye.